much of the plane still above the water, but some of it beginning to go underneath. We don't know how deep that water is in the Hudson River right there. All right, there you see it, the plane right in the middle of your screen, and you see those boats, those ferries right around it. We're told by the Coast Guard, according to our own Homeland Security correspondent, Gene Meserve, that life vests have been thrown into the Hudson River in case folks are trying to get out of that plane. It's very cold in New York, in the 20s right now, and the temperature of that water in the Hudson River only in the 40s. And even as we're watching what's going on, you see more vessels heading towards the U.S. Airways A320 aircraft that was on the way from New York to LaGuardia. Peter Goals, a former managing director of the National Transportation Safety Board, is joining us on the phone right now. It was only the other day we were saying, Peter, there hadn't been a major airline disaster in the United States over the past 2 years. Then all of a sudden we see this. But take a look at these pictures. You see that tail drifting over there, Peter.
Extraordinary. I was at a luncheon yesterday in which the Secretary of Transportation was touting that record. And I remember a number of us at the table knocking on wood. I guess it didn't work. This is just extraordinary, Wolf.
What's the procedure for evacuating those, what we're told, 135 people aboard that plane in the Hudson River right now? How does that work? Because it looks like that aircraft that you watched it a few moments ago was higher up in the water than it is right now.
Yeah, it's no question. As I've been watching it, it's sinking lower. In this case, the over the wings exits would be the ones to use, and those are obscured right now.
So how do these people get out of that plane?
That's going to be the challenge. They've got to get out over the wing, and if the front or the rear doors are open, they're at least partially underwater.
Is it possible to open up, let's say, the front of the plane door? If they are both of those doors in the front of the plane, because it looks higher in the front, obviously, than it does near the tail in the back. Is it possible to open those doors if they are partially submerged?
Why don't you run a cable underneath it between two boats in the back and tighten that up and then tow her in?
Flight attendants, the pilot, the co-pilot, what are they trained to do?
Well, they are trained to get these doors open.
U.S. Coast Guard responds, dropping
difficult to train for,
indications our plane may have struck a bird.
The training is for on-the-ground accidents. And when you've got a plane that's now...
Flight 1549 was flying from LaGuardia to Charlotte, North Carolina.
There are some real challenges. We can only pray that a bunch of these passengers got out right
Airbus
away before the plane started to really take on water.
I want to go to our producer, Peter. Stand by for a moment. Peter Golas, formerly of the NTSB, the National Transportation Safety Board. We have one of our producers, Adam Reese, is on the scene with us. Adam, what are you seeing? Where are you?
Well, I'm just on shore.
Weird, and Joe had just come by with that new stuff.
39th Street. We're indoors. Most of the
And I was showing him the camera.
The multi-agency rescue, police, fire, EMS. Everybody seems to be doing okay, at least those passengers that have made it inside. And speaking to some of the passengers inside here, they think everyone did get off.
Really?
They had left New York's LaGuardia Airport, and shortly after departing, some passengers said they heard a loud bang, and then the cockpit and the fuselage became quite smoky. I'm with Alberto Pinero. He was on the plane, and Wolf, I'm going to let you speak to him and get a little more about what exactly happened.
All right, Alberto, are you there? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, walk us through from the beginning what happened. You were taking off from LaGuardia. This is U.S. Air, flight 1549 from New York to Charlotte, North Carolina. We're told about 135 people on board, including crew and passengers, an Airbus A320. All right, so you take off from LaGuardia, then what happened?
I mean, within a couple of minutes, all of a sudden you just heard a loud bang, and the plane shook a bit, and immediately you could smell like smoke or like fire, and immediately the plane basically just started turning in another direction. Although it didn't seem like it was out of control, we knew something was going on, because like we were turning back, and and nothing was happening. The smoke was still, you could still smell it, and no one knew what was going on. All of a sudden, the captain came on and said, embrace for impact. And that's when we knew we were going down, and it seemed like into the water. And we just hit, and somehow the plane, stayed afloat, and we all were able to get on the raft. And it's just incredible right now that everybody's still alive.
Alberto, tell me, which exits from the aircraft, from this A320, did you manage to escape from?
Well, initially I went to the one that was right in front of me, but it was full right on the wing. So I actually entered the plane back and went to the front where there was a craft, one of those boats that I was able to, just sit in there and, start helping people out and get people on, and a lady with, with gas to help her out and stuff like that.
So in other words, those boats managed to get right up to the door, right up to the exit, and you could just literally, in effect, jump off the plane onto one of those boats. You never have to really go into the water.
No. Some people were on the wing and they had to wait there, but most of the people were able to get on the raft.
And what you say, based on what you saw, were you one of the first people off or one of the last?
No, I was in the middle.
And you think that everybody managed to escape?
I'm pretty sure everybody got off, yeah.
And everybody, they got onto one of those boats, and they were taken to one of these buildings near 42nd Street, where you are right now in Manhattan. Is that right?
Yes. They have everybody's here, just trying to get everything situated. Thank God. I mean, everybody pretty much is okay. It's I don't even know how to put it in words right now.
Well, thank God for that. Were there, I assume there were, it's a regular a list of passengers, including a lot of children. Is that true? Were there little children, elderly?
Yeah, there was both, but I'm pretty sure both of them were able to get back on the raft, thankfully.
And get out. So as we're looking at this picture of this U.S. Airways A320 in the middle of the Hudson River over there, surrounded by boats, it seems to be sinking as we speak right now. It's unclear if it's sinking all that rapidly. But what you're saying, Alberto, is that you believe everyone managed to exit the plane safely, to get on boats, and that plane right now, we can only hope and pray is totally empty. Is that right?
Yes. I can't say 100%, but I'm pretty sure everybody managed to get off into one of the vessels, or even to make sure everybody's back already.
When you escaped from the plane, did the flight attendants and the pilots tell you to put on those vests that you always hear about it before you take off, about the emergency procedures? You hope you never have to use them.
Yeah, I actually grabbed one of the seats. That was the first thing that came to my mind, just grabbing one of the seats and using that. Some people grabbed the yellow, the inflatable one. Other people grabbed the seats. But it seemed like immediately there was boats coming towards us, and they threw more of the orange life jackets at us, and helped us to get to safety. And
was it pretty orderly, or was there pretty much of a panic as everyone tried to escape?
At first there was a little bit of a panic, but there was a couple people that just took charge and just started yelling to calm down, and just to get everybody out. And once I think people realized that we were going to be okay, everybody kind of calmed down and just tried to get outside of the boat and get to safety. Once just after the impact alone, it seemed like it felt just like a car crash. With the same thing, with the impact, and then all of a sudden, everybody just get out now.
So what I hear you saying is that there were basically two exits in the front of the plane and over the wing. Is that right?
Yeah, and I believe there was a third one in the back.
And people could get out through the back too.
Yeah, but I didn't see that. I went to the ones in the front.
After the pilot said and announced to everyone on board, get ready for impact.